So guys, someone just wrote this as a Loz lesson idea. I don't know if this is a good one, but changing the story while working on your self-concept. So a lot of people get very confused about what self-concept is and about changing the old story of, say, a person or the situation. They're linked. And in this lesson, I will teach you everything you're learning wrongly from coaches who say things like, you don't have to work on self-concept, or you can also work on self-concept, or self-concept isn't necessary, or get a high self-concept. I've seen so many videos like this with people saying how to get into a high self-concept. What do you mean? What is that? A lot of people are really misunderstanding self-concept and the stories you hold. And in this lesson, I'll teach you what they're teaching you wrongly about self-concept and why you guys are so confused. So guys, first of all, I want to say, come and join the squad to be in the Love Challenge. It started yesterday, February 1st. It's going for the whole month of Feb, for the 29 days. Every single day, we're dropping daily tasks to keep you accountable to get the love you want. So we're going to be giving you imaginal scenes to do, inspirational posts, getting you to script, getting you to imagine, getting you to keep on top of your thinking weekly. It's a real accountability challenge to get the love you want by either a certain time like Valentine's Day or just to get it, okay? And to get in the state of loved and wanted. So come and join the squad before the 4th of Feb. It goes to $50 after the 4th of February. So 11:59 p.m. The squad pricing is going up. So come and get the OG pricing of $35 a month and do not cancel, and you'll be there for this challenge and also the Neville course, which is next after this in March. So when I say don't listen to coaches who say have a high self-concept, is because they're not understanding what the words self-concept even mean. They're talking about self-esteem or confidence. That's not self-concept. I saw a silly girl with a TikTok the other day saying, some coaches say you don't have to work on self-concept, but this is why you do. And then I watched it, and then she was so fucking confused, and she was saying, having a high self-concept means X, Y, Z. Having a high self-concept means, I was thinking, you still don't understand it. So you're doing a TikTok video about this, and you yourself don't understand it, and you're doing a video about how other coaches don't understand it, and you yourself don't fucking understand this. Self means you, concept means idea. What is your idea of yourself? So some people are teaching you to have a high idea of yourself. Yeah, great. You can have a high idea of yourself, like I am lovable. And back here have a story that every man's going to leave you because your dad left. You haven't changed the story. You haven't changed the concept of you that you're a woman who gets left. But you think you're lovable. Great. You think you've got a high self-concept, but this is still going. The concepts, ideas, and there's a few you have of yourself back here are running the show, and a lot of you are being taught confidence. A lot of you are being taught change the story about yourself to be a queen or a bad bitch or in high self-concept. That seems to me to be fake self-concept being taught to you, okay? The second thing that you're getting confused about is changing the story of a specific person or changing the story about the situation whilst working on self-concept. Guys, it's the same fucking thing, really. Because where did that story you hold about your specific person or the situation come from? A girl who thinks she's chosen and enough and isn't threatened by other girls and doesn't think there'll ever be third parties and always knows she'll be the chosen one regardless of what's happening in the 3D wouldn't dream up a scenario, a story of a person wanting somebody else, wouldn't actually manifest in a third party. So if you've managed to manifest in a third party or you're dreaming up scenarios since you've been in no contact with your person that they want other people, that story came from you. So while you're changing the story about that, you obviously have to change the story about you because you made up that story about them not wanting you or wanting other girls because of the story about you of being unchosen. How did you come up with the story that they're a player or want other people or other girls are more attractive than you or a better catch than you or whatever? That came from the story about you not being enough, you not being choosable, you not being lovable. How did you come up with the story of him being a player? Well, that's a story about you choosing people that won't choose you, that are going to choose others. That's about you. So they're linked. So you can't work on the story of them without working on the story of you. The story of them came from the story of you. And the story of you is your self-concept. And you can say you have a high story of you, all you fucking like, but back here there's another story running. And do you know what that is? And are you watching dumb TikToks being taught about high self-concept when the silly girl doesn't understand what the self-concepts actually are back here. I'm loved, I'm lovable, la la la. Yeah, but your dad left and this guy's going to leave and he wants other girls and he's really a player. And while you're saying that and you're saying you're lovable, he's probably fucking other girls right now. And you know that, don't you? Deep down, you know you're never the chosen person. And you know eventually after they fuck you, they leave. I'm love, I'm confidence, I'm in a high self-concept. High self-concept. I've got a high self-concept and you can't fuck with me. I've got a high self-concept. You sound like Gypsy Rose Blanchard. You know what she's like? I'm living my best life and nobody can take that from me and the D is fire. You know, she goes on about that. Does that seem real to you? That's what you guys sound like when you're like having a high self-concept. I'm living my best life and no one can take that from me. And then back here, you've got this little voice going, yeah, but bitch, you really actually MURDERED, you're MUM, and at some point everyone's going to figure it out and you're going to end up back in jail and you're going to lose your parole because when that Nick guy goes to do his appeal, you'll be back in the fucking clink quick smart. That's what she's got going on in her self-concept, right? Just to use an example that's trending right now, okay? So watch her. Because that's fake self-concept. And that's what a lot of you are doing. But what's the story back here? What is the story back here? Why does her video output keep changing? Because people keep coming to her and going, you're acting a bit too confident. You do realise you actually encourage the MURDER of a person, regardless of whether she captured you or not, or kept you prisoner. People aren't liking it. Could you change it up a bit and change this personality you're putting out there? Because people aren't liking your personality. And then she's like, oh, I'll change it. So what's the story she's really got running back here? There's a story up here and there's a story back here. A lot of you are doing the story up here. I'm living my best life and nobody can take that from me. My SP loves me. He only wants me. La, 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 la. And then what's this? What's this happening back here? That's what all of my courses are about. That's why I have assessments. That's why when you guys go and watch other things and other people and they're saying, oh, I'm limitless or just change the story or have a high self-concept, you come crying back to me later on when you got them back and then you lost them because this was still fucking running. Or the story of them was still fucking running, which came from the story of you, and you hadn't really changed it, or you hadn't really forgiven them, or you still were a bit resentful about the past. Go and do back and begging if you can't get over the past, or you can't get over the story, or you haven't forgiven them, or you're still holding bad stories about them. But back and begging also talks about the story of you, and that's your concept of self. That's your self-concept. You could go and do Worthy as Fuck for Love, and it assesses what your self-concept is, but it also talks about forgiving them, taking responsibility, and changing the story of the situation, you and them. The stories of them came from the stories of you, so you have to work on it in tandem, guys. They're linked. Okay, did that answer the question about working on it while changing the story? A lot of you don't understand. You hear this expression, working on self-concept. We're not really working on self-concept. We're literally changing ourselves. That's what working on self-concept is. Changing our ideas of ourselves, changing our I amness. It's not something to work on like I'm going to the gym and I'm working on it today. I am literally doing it all the time. It's whatever concepts I have right now in this moment or in 2 minutes time. It's not something to work on. It's what I'm constantly assuming about myself and others. What are you constantly assuming about yourself and others? Some of you treat this like something to work on. It's not something to work on. And I know I say work on your self-concept, but I mean all the fucking time. Not as a technique, not as an activity. Working on your self-concept and changing the story aren't activities or techniques, guys. It's literally what will change your reality because the stories of them came from the stories of you, and that's what created this reality that you're trying to get rid of. Got it? Here ended the lesson. Yes, that really helped. Even more focus on self-concept. Okay, good. All right, guys, I am going up. What if I feel I don't need him or want him? Then why the fuck are you asking me a question about if you don't feel you need him or want him? Don't have him then. Guys, some of you, I swear to God, I'm like shook. Some of you come in here and go, but what if I don't want him anymore? What do I do? Well, then don't want them. Get someone else. Oh, but I don't know what that question is. Is that like, I've been working on it for so long and now I don't want them? Good. Get someone else. You know how fucking people there are on the planet? They're not special. Guys, stop putting your SP on a pedestal so much that when you suddenly decide you don't need them or want them, you still kind of keep manifesting them because they were the one you were originally manifesting. Next, get another one then if you don't want them. Some of you guys, when you ask me these questions, I'm like, you can fall out of love with someone. You can not like them anymore. You can move on to someone else if you want. What are you asking me for? Don't understand it. Why are you even asking me? Find another one. Hang on. Hang on, guys. Can I manifest a past lover to come back into my life? Yes, guys, you absolutely can. You manifested them away with your shitty thinking about you and them. So change it. Good morning, guys. Good morning. Concept is about thought. Well, concept means idea. There are so many out there that are coaches that don't know what they're doing. Guys, anyone can be a coach. Anyone can pick up their phone and start talking into it. Does that mean they know what they're talking about? Would you go to a doctor who just opened up a clinic and put the word doctor on the outside but had no qualifications? Now, I know I don't personally have the qualifications from the manifestation school, the Hogwarts of manifestation. None of us do. But do they have an actual fundamental understanding of this when they're teaching it, or are they regurgitators? Are they critical thinkers or regurgitators? You guys are the only ones who are going to be able to decipher that. And a lot of people are really good regurgitators. But go on a live with them and see if they can really answer your questions. If they can't answer your questions on a live, and they sound confused on a live, or their teaching sound confused, or their terms and conditions say things like, I can't guarantee a specific person back, when they pretty much guaranteed it you and told you they had a formula to get them back and told you they can get them back in 48 hours, and then all their terms and conditions say, don't sue me or don't start hate groups. Question those people. Question whether those people actually know what they're talking about. Only you can decipher this, guys. I came across this lady who said you didn't have to be in the now to manifest. We are always in the now. What do you mean? What did she mean? What, we're in the future, are we? We're living there. Oh, thank you, Christina. Yes, thank you. I was saying just the word concept. Okay, what are we talking about here? How do we unmanifest the third party? Well, you manifested them in the first place by thinking you weren't enough, or thinking they wanted other people, or thinking you weren't prioritized by them, or thinking they were a player, or whatever story you had about them. How to get over shame of reactive abuse. So guys, if you've been reactively abusive towards someone who abused you, you've got to understand that that was coming from your core self-concept wound of feeling like they were going to hurt you, so you hurt them first. Okay, so you've got to go and work on that and understand that the only reason you reacted that way is because of your stories you hold about yourself and the stories you hold about them. So change it, and then decide that it's not shameful. It was understandable considering what you were thinking at the time, and you forgive yourself. Hello from Mauritius. Oh, hello, darling. I literally dreamt up a third party. I feel so sad. I was doing really good, but faltered in self-concept. Guys, look, it happens. If you really have a story, a really, really bad story about them, and sometimes you can have a terrible story about them being a player or something, and you've got to get rid of it. So get rid of that story, darling, and see them with you. Just try and get rid of it as much as you possibly can. Hi, Loz. I manifested a $1,000 bonus check that I didn't qualify for at all. I decided it was mine. Olivia, really? That's great. What about if SP keeps thinking I'm a player when I'm not? Well, you've got a story then, Oscar, that you present yourself a certain way and they believe that. Why would you think they would hold that story? So imagine they don't hold that story anymore. And what shit are you doing in the 3D that's making them think that? Are you doing things to make, are you doing like weird, insecure things where you're like, oh yeah, I've been talking to other guys or I've been talking to other girls, and then trying not to act like sensitive or loving or whatever to keep the person? Sometimes you do that to yourselves, guys. People dream you up as a player because you're acting like a dick in the 3D, acting like you're all popular and everything, but you're doing that from a place of insecurity because you don't want to come across as nice and sensitive and loving because that seems like weak to you. Are you doing that, Oscar? Stop fucking doing that. I don't know what you're doing. But change the story that she holds that or he holds that story. Yep, all of you, hence why they're completely different with someone else. Guys, that's why they're completely different with somebody else. How to manage the highs and lows when working on self-concept and changing the story. Well, guys, the highs and lows are coming from you, and because you look at the 3D and you think it means something. You look at the 3D and you get thrown by it. You drive past the house and they're not home and you think they're with someone else, or you hear a story and it throws you. If you allow everything in the 3D to throw you, you're already fucking it. I thought my self-concept was decent, but it's clearly not because all my fears keep coming up and playing out. Mary, listen, darling, it's a process. Stop beating yourself up. You beat yourself up a lot. You try to be perfect all the time. Stop that. You're the best, Loz. Oh, thank you, darling. How do you know your subconscious thoughts? I just got here. So the way you know them is to sit and listen to them. A lot of guys, look, a lot of you guys don't have a clue. I've even spoken to coaches who didn't have a clue what theirs really were. Right? Sit with your thoughts for a long, long time without doing other things, without, cleaning the house or messaging your friends or having a TikTok playing or even music playing, and just sit and think. sit there for 20 minutes and write everything down that you're thinking. And if you don't want to do that, do my assessments in my courses. A Kick-Ass You, my self-concept course, is coming out again soon as an extended course, but you can also go and do the assessment in my Worthy as Fuck for Love, darling. And in that assessment, it will tell you what your subconscious thoughts about love are. There's a really big assessment in it. What's this? Not the D is fire. I know, she cracks me up. Loz, I'm done. Tell me about the squad. I've been gone for a year. Diagnosed with C. Oh, Beth, you're joking. No, really? Oh, darling. No. You're fine. Nothing is wrong with you. Your cells are renewing themselves daily. You are so healthy. Come back into the squad, darling. We'll really get your mind right, okay? Schmancer. It doesn't mean anything, okay? It doesn't mean anything, darling. You can change that diagnosis. You've got to change it in your mind, and you've got to be strong, and you've got to decide that you are healthy. Go and use my healing sleep tape every night in my YouTube. It's called the Joseph Murphy Healing Prayer. Oh, it's in my sleep tape. It's got a picture of me and Joseph Murphy. Beth, play it every single night, darling, and use my health affirmations tape the other times during the day. Play that during the day and the sleep tape at night, and please come and get your head right in the squad, please. You're going to be fine. Do you believe me? Loz, what do you think about the Austin McCroom and Catherine situation? I don't even know who that is. I wouldn't have a clue. What story do I change if his mum didn't accept me because of religion, so we broke up? So you've got a story culturally that these religions can't be together and therefore you won't be together, and you've got a story about her not wanting you and caring about the religion. So until you change that story, it won't change. Not a lie was told. Gypsy Roseland. Remember, I was so triggered when SP came back. I changed that, and SP came back to my house and proposed. Oh, Mimi, I saw that afterwards yesterday. Congratulations. Kat shared it with me, and I'd missed it. I was talking on the live, and then I hung up, and Kat was like, "You missed Mimi's story." Oh, congratulations, darling. So I stuck it on Instagram. Do you see it? I was like, "Congratulations! I'm sorry I missed it." How exciting! Came to my house and proposed. Oh. So what happened when he came back? What were you doing? Tell us. I can't remember now. I remember you were triggered, but I can't remember. Oh, anyway, it doesn't matter. Old story. You changed it. Tell us what you did. Don't tell us what happened. Tell us what you were doing in your mind. Tell us what you did in your mind. That's wonderful, darling. Congratulations. Oh, my God. I finally managed to join a live with you from the UK. Oh, wonderful, darling. I keep having dreams of SP messaging me, but it hasn't shown up in 3D yet. Guys, look, if it keeps showing up in the 3D, you really haven't changed the story. So you can have dreams of them messaging you all you like, but what are you doing the rest of the time, Nikita? Dreams don't really mean anything. What are you doing the rest of the time with your mind during the day, not during the night when you're asleep? You have no control over what you're doing when you're asleep. What are you talking about? Why are you telling me about the dreams? It doesn't matter what the dreams mean. You're making up the meaning of the dream. Oh, thank you, guys. So how do we fix it? I use your sleep tapes every night, working on waffle course, saying my affirmations. Mary, you've got to be fucking patient, darling. You are so impatient. You are literally like this. You're either going to Sasha and needing coaching, or doing my courses, or in the squad asking a question. You're like this. It hasn't changed. It hasn't changed. I've got to do more work. Stop. I am that now. I am loved. I am wanted. Everything's changed. Old Mary thoughts coming back. No, I don't need to do anything to make anything happen. I'm perfect as I am. I'm just thinking the new thinking. I'm relaxingly thinking the new thinking. Is that a word? Stop being so paranoid about it, Mary. It'll happen. Have faith. It will happen. How do you know what your subconscious thoughts are? I answered that one. Well, thank you, Sarah. Hi, squad. Yes. Facts, yes. Loz, what do you think about, I don't know who you're talking about, Cindy. I've forgiven myself in the past with SP. It's just fighting off the old voices. Oh, well, that's good, darling. That's good you've forgiven them. So just fight off those old voices. That's good. Why I feel I don't need him or want him. I don't know what that question was. Yes, it really helped. Even more focused on self-concept. Good, Madeline. You convinced me to join. Good. Guys, come and join the squad. Honestly, the love challenge has started. It's so much fun. We've already got 2 tasks going in there at the moment, and my video that I dropped yesterday. And it's really a lovely challenge. It's going to make you feel really good about yourself and get you in the state of loved and wanted, okay? It's only $35. Get in there before the 4th. The 4th at 11:59 p.m. How to get him to unfollow girl. Well, if you're really bothered by him following a girl, it's your story about that girl that's the problem, not him following the girl. Guys, if you've got stories about them following girls and you think it means they want the girl, haven't you got a story they want the girl? So isn't the problem the story you're holding, not the girl? It's your story that's the problem. Imagine him unfollowing you, but what does that mean? It doesn't mean anything. It doesn't mean he's going to want you. It just means he's unfollowed some girl. One of your videos mentioned that love self-concept wounds are similar to money ones, would you say? Well, sometimes they are, sometimes they aren't. Sometimes some people are great with money and terrible with love. I can see coaches like that. You seen any coaches that are making heaps of money and they don't have an SP? Everyone's got different self-concepts in different areas, guys. I'm in no contact with my ex, and he reached out about something that made him think about me. Oh, that's wonderful, darling, you did that. How to get him to, well, I already answered that. So many celebrities are great with money, but not with love. Look at fucking Jennifer Lopez, for example. Someone had a video the other day about Jennifer Lopez on TikTok. I was shook by this. There was a photographer who was taking pictures of Jennifer Lopez years ago. And he said she was so sad all the time that he felt sorry for her, and he only took one picture the whole job. And it was this really lovely picture of her from below. And he said, that's the one picture I took because I felt like I was imposing on her like sadness. And I couldn't capture one picture where she didn't look sad. And he went over to the backup dancer and said, Jennifer is the loneliest person I've ever seen. She really needs some love. She really needs a hug. And guess who proposed to her that week? That backup dancer. And guess who that was? Chris Judd. And how much money did he get when they divorced? Like a year later or however long it was? 14 million. Not bad for a week's work. And she never signs prenups with these fuckwits. She hasn't even signed one with Ben, and she's got way more money than him. She's all, love, I love love. I just want to be loved. I love love. She's typical fucking, there's a fear that she's got. In my self-concept course, I know exactly what J-Lo's fear is and why her relationships keep happening the way they are. She needs coaching with me. So it's going to go the exact same way with Ben, unfortunately. And then she's going to lose a lot of money. Unless they just decide to split it and he keeps his and she keeps hers, which would be the smart thing to do. Hi, Kat. How do I stop the doubt surrounding SP based on past issues? Love you, Loz. Guys, you've just got to realise those past issues came from you. You've got to forgive them, Lord. They know not what they did before. Guys, you've got to understand the story you hold about them came from the story about you. And if you haven't changed, well, did Jennifer Gardner, Ben X, have a poor self-concept? Well, I think she had quite a good self-concept probably when she met him, but I don't know if it... Jennifer Gardner, Ben X have a poor self-concept? Well, I think she had quite a good self-concept probably when she met him, but I don't know if it... Depends. Oh my God, that's what you were doing? Living in the end? Wonderful memory. So you were triggered 1 minute, living in the end the next, and the next minute is coming to propose. Love it. Does it confuse subconscious to manifest two things at once? No. Longer we marriage, but also FT call. AFT call. I don't know what an FT call means. Darling, aren't we all manifesting different things right now? Like our careers, our health, our love life. We're doing it right now. Why can't you do it consciously? Of course you can. FaceTime call. Okay, so you're saying, I want to imagine I'm married, but also imagine them just FaceTiming me. Why don't you just go to the end of being married? Like, guys, you got to understand, if you only manage to manifest the how, you might only get that how. You might just get the FaceTime call and nothing else. If you went to Neville Goddard and said, I'm manifesting a phone call, he'd be like, bitch, I tell you to go to the end, to live in the end. Is the end the phone call? Is that all you want from them, a FaceTime call? He'd go, no, Neville, I want the marriage. He'd go, well, go to the end then. What do you think I mean by saying living in the end? Oh, is that what you mean by live in the end? What do you think the end is? The end's a FaceTime call, is it? Don't confuse your brain. If that's confusing your brain, just go to the end. Wouldn't you be FaceTiming and calling all the time if you were fucking married? It'd be a fucking weird marriage if the guy was like, I'm never FaceTiming you. In fact, I'm never calling you, but we're married. Go to the end, guys. Manifesting my crush that works at a store I always go to. Well, just imagine you're together, guys. What story am I holding / what am I reflecting for SP to say they don't ever want to get back together? That they don't want to get back together, that you aren't the one they want, that you aren't wantable, that you aren't lovable. I don't know what story you're holding about yourself, darling, but it's a terrible story about them not wanting you. Finding it hard to live in the end. Well, then you fuck, darling. Try. Loz, like you, I once manifested a man on my doorstep and he showed up the next day. Really, darling? Well, he was across the road from my doorstep and then he came to my doorstep the next week a couple of times, kept coming to the doorstep until I was like, this guy serious about me or something. I was like, oh, kept turning up until I like got a clue. Kept just like turning up on his bike or turning up to say hello. And I was like, hi. Oh, he's here again. What's his name? Oh, him. And I was like, he's quite cute. And then it took him like 3 tries. And I was like, oh. Like one time he turned up in the middle of the night on his motorbike and he was like, I thought I'd drop in and say hi. And I was like, doesn't he normally drop in when he's like working across the road because he worked across the road? And I was like, oh, he's specially come down here to see me. And he lived really far away. And I was like, oh. He was like, you want to hang out? I was like, okay. And I was like, oh. I'm a bit slow on the uptake sometimes, guys. My friends always used to say that to me when I was younger. You never notice when guys like you. I'm like, really? He's back, but not showing up the way I want because you don't think he's the way you want. So stop thinking he's not the way you want. Guys, slowly, catchy monkey. You've probably got some stupid stories that are still hanging around about him. Get fucking rid of them. Guys, if they don't turn out the way you want, you can't get annoyed. You just got to go, do I still have a story about them that they're not the way I want them to be? Yes. Decide they're the way you want them to be. Stop looking at what they're like now. With me, and then he actually was, and I was scared and confused, didn't believe him. For fuck's sake, I don't know what you're talking about, darling. Loz makes my day truly the best. Oh, thanks, Mimi. He's back, but not I saw that one. Like, we're always sending thoughts to them, but so do you only want the text or relationship? Exactly, guys. All right, guys, I'm going to go soon. So, guys, please come and join the month of love. It's so much fun, our challenges. Our Manifest What You Want by Christmas challenge was really successful and really, really fun for everybody. I know I personally manifested exactly what I wanted exactly on Christmas Day, and lots of other people did, or on New Year's. Okay, so I want you to manifest what you want either by Valentine's Day or afterwards in the Month of Love Challenge. It goes for 29 days. It only just started yesterday. There's only 2 tasks in there at the moment and my video. So come and join us for only $35. Lock it in. Don't cancel so you can stay in the squad for $35 a month. After that, it goes up to $50. So please come and join before the 5th of Feb, guys, because on midnight of the 11:59 p.m. on the 4th, it goes up to $50 a month. So please come and join us now for $35. The link's in my bio or at subconsciouslaws.com. It's a wonderful, supportive community in there. It's a private Facebook group. All you do is pay on my website. Then you follow the links to join. You have to request to join the Facebook group. You give us your details, your name, your email that you paid with, and then you come in. We let you in, and you can come and join the Month of Love Challenge. Bye, guys. See you there.